Welcome, Cancer, to your August 2023 monthly ethics reading with me, Daniel Natal. And that's how you'll get your Natal reading. As I said before, these readings are not based so much on astronomy as on personality types. And I'm using Cancer as kind of shorthand. You guys are kind of love bugs. The love bugs are the personality taxonomy systems that are out there, whether it's the Myers-Briggs system, whether it's the DISC personality system. You guys are temperamentally honor-based people, according to what Plato says, lays out. He has, and as I said before, my logo back there is based on an A and an E for actionable ethics, but it's also based on the three levels of civilization. And Plato kind of like described society as like as analogous to a human being, right? And so at the top, he has truth-based people, and those are the kind of intellectuals who will run a society. In the middle, he describes it as the spirit of the civilization, right? And those are the people who have the courage, the people who exemplify like the best kind of human spirit, and those would be like the soldiers, the cops, stuff like that. And then at the bottom, he calls it the appetitive level of society, and these are the people who basically cater to our senses, whether it's someone producing food, whether it's somebody unfortunately producing narcotics or sex or anything like that. It's the lowest level. You guys are in the middle. You guys are the spirit of the society. You guys are the honor-based people. And honor is basically like an externalized version of an ethical code, right? The truth-based people are the ones who kind of more naturally have kind of a conscience. They have an ethical code internally inside of themselves. Xenocrates said that. He was asked, it's related by Cicero. Xenocrates was asked, like, what would you have your students learn? And he said, I would have them do on their own what the law would otherwise have them do, right? Like, you don't need cops kind of forcing you to do things. You just do it on your own. With honor-based people, however, their conscience, so to speak, is kind of externalized in a code of honor, right? That's what honor is. It's like a conscience, but it's outside of you, and you learn it, semper fi, all that kind of stuff. So you guys are kind of like that type of personality, and people love you, and you love people. You love helping. You love, doing the best that you can for others, and this month, I'm going to use my lovely ethics cards. This is going to be a breather month for you Cancerians. It's not going to be like a hard month for you guys. There's not going to be too many bumps in the road. And we will see what messages the universe has for you this month. And one of those is, just as health is to the body, wisdom is to the mind. Aristotle. Just as health is to the body, wisdom is to the mind. And now this is actually like a good message to you, because this month, as I said, is a breather month. There's not going to be too much going on one way or another. So it's really a time of introspection. And one of the themes, by the way, is going to be romance and creative projects and children. And you are set this month to kind of see like, what you want going forward, in any of those areas. The next message that the universe has for you is by G.E. Moore. I love G.E. Moore. Virtue has been the chief competitor with pleasure for the position of the soul good, right? Let's repeat that. Virtue has been the chief competitor with pleasure for the position of the soul good. And that's what you have to think about this month, and kind of mulling things, what you're going to do going forward in any of those, kind of trends, whether it's romance, creative projects, children, etc. You have to figure out, are you dedicated toward pleasure, or are you dedicated toward, virtue, doing what is right versus doing what is fun. And, in our society, they kind of market to people fun, pleasure. Let's do pleasure as opposed to virtue, right? Doing what's right. And like the lowest level of person, they can't distinguish between happiness and fun, right? Fun is going to Disney World. Happiness is learning a new language. And, after a year of pain and memorizing conjugations and crying and hitting your head with the language book because you can't memorize all these conjugations. But after a year and you find yourself able to converse with somebody from a different culture, you have this genuine happiness at having expanded your human capital, and that is one of the things that you're going to be mulling this month, according to G.E. Moore. The universe also has another message from the philosopher Montaigne, and he says, not being able to govern events, I govern myself. Not being able to govern events, I govern myself. And this is a message that is very similar to Stoic philosophy. Epictetus uses this, and he says, that I cannot govern events, right? I can't control other people. I can't control whether a volcano is about to explode or whether war is about to break out. All I can control is my reaction to it, right? And if you can control your reaction to it, you are exemplifying ethics. This is what ethics means. The ability not to control others. There's a guy named Heinz von Forster, and he says that he makes a distinction, and it's his own distinction between moralism and ethics. And he said when people moralize, they're basically trying to control others. They're telling others what to do. And people have a bad habit of doing that, like Salem witch trials type people, thinking that they can get thinner by making someone else diet, thinking that they can be a more moral person by, lecturing other people, scolds, and that's why people don't like moralizers. Ethics, by contrast, is personal development. It's where you control yourself, right? And that's going to be one of the themes for you this month. How can you, kind of better your life, when you seize control, not of other external events that you can't control. It's kind of like that sign from the 1970s, that axiom, God grant me the serenity to change the things I can and to know the things that I can't change and help me to know the difference. That's essentially what ethics is. So anyway, so you're going to have a pretty decent month, and it's a time of kind of reflection, tranquility. Some of the themes will be, job related, communications related, but also romance, children, creative projects. And I will see you next time. Remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you want some extra personal ethics coaching, Cancers, if you have an issue that you want to discuss with me, you can set up a Zoom call by pressing the buttons below in the description. Pick what calendar date and time that you want, and we can hash over whatever thorny moral dilemma that you're facing. Also, check out my Ethics Fundamentals course. The links are below, and I will catch you next time.
The world is suffering from a moral decline. We've been lurching from one crisis after another due to a lack of ethics in society. You can do your part now by considering ordering my Ethics Fundamentals courses for your children, or if you're a small business owner, using them as part of your onboarding process for new employees. Employees these days have horrible soft skills. Help them out by teaching them ethics. Businesses lose 7% in revenue due to employee theft. Train a more ethical workforce and save some of that money. According to the Ethics Center in Australia, a 10% increase in ethical behavior is associated with an increase of 2.7 to 6.6% in individual wages. Implementing ethical structures makes your company more investable as well. Make ethics a part of your business processes, or if you're a parent, part of your homeschooling curriculum. Go to www.actionableethics.com and press the button to order the course. Actionableethics.com. Order now.